Welcome to this introductory video for the MeacoDry Arete, our latest and quite frankly our best dehumidifier that we've ever done. We wanted to put this series of short videos together just to give you an idea of what it's going to look like in your home and how you might interact with it. Hopefully you find this useful, and thank you for watching. One of the first things that you're going to notice is that you can't see any casters. Normally with a dehumidifier what you end up with is this white plastic body with black casters or wheels at the bottom, which does spoil the look. Arete does have casters, so it's nice and easy to move around, but it's also got those little feet that you can see at the front bottom. The feet are there to hide the casters and to give the machine more of a look of something that belongs where it is. It's part of the furniture of the house. On a thick carpet like this, the feet do actually touch the floor. When it's on a harder surface or a thinner carpet, the feet will just be hovering just above the top of the floor. The other thing you've got there is a nice large window so that you can see from a distance how much water there is in the tank, and it's nice and clear about how long you might have to go to emptying it. So two conveniences straight away with Arete that just make it a little bit different. They're one of many features that we've got that help this machine to stand out from the crowd. When you're using the control panel, one of the things that you're going to notice is that not all the buttons are the same size. If we work from left to right, then we've got the power button, the on button, that's smaller. We've got our smart laundry button, that's larger. Then we've got the display showing us what the room humidity is at the moment. We got our smart laundry button, that's obviously larger, and then we got our night mode or our quiet mode button, and that's smaller. So the buttons that you're likely to be pressing on a daily basis and the important buttons that you should be interacting with, they're larger, and the buttons that you're not often going to be interacting with, then those are the smaller ones. So on off, that's self-explanatory, that does exactly what you would expect. Smart humidity button, I press that once, it shows me the target humidity that I've currently got it set to. Room humidity is 49%, so when that gets down to 47% or lower, then the machine will turn itself off and it will go to sleep for half an hour before waking up again and checking what the room humidity is. We've then got our smart laundry button. If I press that, then it will go into laundry mode, and it will work as hard as it can to dry the laundry over a 6-hour period. You'll have a countdown timer as well that will let you know how long you've got to go on the laundry. But if it brings the room relative humidity down to a level whereby it doesn't need to dry the air anymore in order to dry the clothes, then it will go into fan only mode, and it will just dry the clothes using its fan and the fact that the room relative humidity is low enough already. That saves you a lot of energy, and it saves you a lot of money when it comes to drying your laundry, but your laundry still gets dried just as quickly. So there's quite a bit of intelligence there within the smart laundry feature. Then we've got the night mode, which turns all of the lights on the display off and also keeps the machine working in single fan speed only, so it's running as quietly as possible. You'll notice that there is no fan speed button. There are 2 fan speeds on this machine, but the machine decides which fan speed it has to use, so that's one less thing for yourselves to worry about. When the humidity goes high and is above your target, or when you want to use it in laundry mode, then it will go into the second and higher fan speed. When you're close to your target, or you want to be in that quiet mode, it will just stay in the lower fan speed, and the machine will run as quietly as possible using as little energy as possible. So to change your target humidity, just press this button and it just cycles through your options in 5% steps. Up to 70%. CO is continuous, which means the machine will just run forever. 40, 45%, and you can choose 50 or 55 as your daily target if you wish. 55% is the one that we recommend. If I go to night mode, just press this button once. What's going to happen is that the display will go off, the lights will go off, and if it wasn't for the sound of the machine, you might actually think the machine's turned itself off. So that's quite nice in night mode, literally no light at all. So if you do like to use your dehumidifier close to your bedroom, maybe even in your bedroom, then the night mode will be of interest to you because there's no light coming off it whatsoever. If I want to come out of night mode, press that button twice and we're back to normal operation. If I'd only pressed it once, then it would have just confirmed to me what was happening on the display, and then it would have gone back into night mode. If I want to go to laundry mode, press that button once. It says I'm going to work to a target humidity of 35%. You might have just heard a little click. Fan speed's increased. We're now working to that higher fan speed. That's the change in noise. It's not a hugely significant change of noise. These machines are ridiculously quiet in operation. This is a 25 litre machine and it's making hardly any noise whatsoever. If I press the laundry button once, it confirms that it's in smart laundry. If I press it again, it tells me it's got 6 hours to go on its operation. So you're always getting feedback from the machine so you know exactly what's going on. If you change your mind and you want to come out of this laundry mode, then press smart laundry and we go back to our normal humidity. Fan speeds just click back down, so we're now in the low fan speed again, and the machine will turn itself when the humidity drops down below 47%. The compressor will turn itself off. Actually, I set it to 55%, didn't I? So what will happen is the machine will go quiet in a moment once it's established that in this new operating mode, moving from smart laundry to smart humidity, that everything is okay. A couple of other features that we've got on here, because this machine does have a medical grade H13 HEPA filter, which I'll show you in a moment, we do have the air purification mode. So a long press on this will take us to air purification, increases the fan speed. The compressor will now not turn on at all, so we're not going to get any water in the tank, and you can see that the air purification button is now lit. That's a really good and useful mode if you're worried about hay fever, pollen, and you don't want to use the dehumidifier for actually drying the air when you maybe get to spring or summer, but you do want to utilize this machine and get better value for money out of it. The AP mode will allow you to clean the air and ensure that anything that the HEPA filter can catch, which does include viruses, as well as pet dander, pollen, dust, those sorts of things. You're using it as an air purifier, and with a H13 filter, a good air purifier at that. If you don't want your settings to be changed, there is a child lock. So again, a long press on this, that tells us that the child lock is now set. If I now wish to change any feature, nothing happens because the child lock is on. Long press on this again, and you'll see the light goes out, and now if we want to change a feature, we can do. So long press on that will take me back to smart humidity mode and take me out of the air purification mode. And again, you just hear it click, went back into low fan speed because it realizes it's now determining its fan speed from the humidity levels. So that's how you use the control panel. Some really nice intuitive features there, all designed to just make your life easy and to make it easy to use the machine. One of the nice features about Arete is that it does have this really high quality H13 medical grade HEPA filter. Now, for those of you that are used to our low energy range of dehumidifiers, if you compare the filter on this with 20 litre low energy, it's actually 75% larger if you look at the height, the width and the depth of the filter, plus it's a better quality HEPA filter. Now you can have the machine quite close up to the wall to save space as I have here, but you can access the filter without having to turn the machine around. There's a little finger notch on the side of the filter frame. That will slide out, and even though I don't actually have a huge amount of space here, it's quite easy to get the filter out. So this is the HEPA filter here. When you're fitting it, tabs stick out facing you, so it makes it much easier to get the filter out. So that's the actual filter itself. This is the filter frame. In here, built into the frame, is a dust filter. Have a look at that every couple of weeks and just give it a little bit of a gentle wash. You can do so, for example, with a hoover without causing any damage. And you don't have to replace that, you just have to keep that clean. Around the edge of the actual HEPA filter itself, there's a little bit of a sponge which gives a seal so that no air can leak around the edge. To insert into the frame, have it with the tabs facing you to make it easier for it to come in and out. Once this HEPA filter turns dark grey, that's when you throw it away because it's clogged up with dirt. And then to replace this back into the machine, it's just got a couple of sliders. In it goes, so you can access the filter and do your maintenance without having to turn the machine around or move it away from where you've got it in situ. Looking at some of the features of the machine in detail. First of all, it does have a handle. The handle is recessed and hidden there into the top of the control panel. We've put the handle right in the centre so that it's over the centre of mass, so that when you pick the machine up, when you go to move it, the machine doesn't fall backwards into your leg, and the weight doesn't fall forwards. It's not an awkward carry. It's much easier to do than a lot of other machines. So in order to get that handle up, it's just a case of put your hands left and right, lift it up, there's your handle. You can then grip it on our logo there, pick it up and take it away, no problem at all. And then just push the handle back down and it disappears again. So nice and easy to access the handle, but it's nice that it disappears into the body of the machine as well. Another neat little feature here with the dehumidifier is how we look after the mains cable. Now at the moment I've got this plugged into a socket that's just behind the sofa here. So just to show you, I twist the machine round, you're going to see that there's a cable tidy there on the back of the machine, so any excess mains lead can be tidied away. So it's just a case of however much mains lead you need to get to where you want to go. And then any excess, you can just tidy away, and that deals with the mains cable. And when you put it into storage, maybe when you stop using it at the end of a season, all the mains cable is dealt with. Just ensures that the machine looks a lot neater when it's there within your room. Should be a piece of furniture, a product, an appliance that you're proud to have within the house. We spent a lot of time with this machine looking at how you're going to empty the bucket and thinking about customers' relationship with their dehumidifier with the bucket. So it's a large bucket, it's 4.8 litres, which is great, so you're not going to have to empty it quite so often. But that also means that it's a lot of weight when you go to empty the bucket and you go to pull it out, which for some people can be a bit awkward. So first of all, we looked at how you actually pull the bucket out. So on the side of the machines, left and right, you've got quite a large recess, and that's designed for you to put your fingers into to give you leverage. Put your fingers into that gap there, it makes it so much easier just to pull the bucket out. Once you've pulled the bucket out, it will sit quite happily flat on your surface, and it's not going to then start to spill. Within the bucket itself, you've got a nice handle, so that it makes it easy for you to pick it up, and this cover to make sure that you're not going to spill any water. When the machine is full and it's ready for you to empty, it doesn't actually tell you straight away. What it does is it keeps the fan running for several minutes in order to just blow through any water that might be at the bottom of the coils or within the spout, so that when you pull the tank out when the machine asks you to, you're not going to end up with little drips of water ending up on the surface by here. So as long as you wait for the machine to tell you that it needs to be emptied, you should never end up getting any water drips in the base of the machine there. When you do come to pour the water away, the fact that you've got an outlet on the left and the right will make things so much easier for you. You don't have to worry about twisting and turning. Is the sink to my right, is the sink to the left, am I right-handed, am I left-handed? You can choose whatever you want to do, and that just makes your life just a little bit easier. So, I want to pour to the right, no problem at all, I can. If I prefer, I'm left-handed, or my orientation is to the left, no problem, I can choose. Water you get from a dehumidifier, don't use it for drinking. It might be contaminated with dirt from the air or trace metals from inside the dehumidifier. Use it on non-edible plants if you wish, or just use it to flush the toilet. Whatever you do with your dehumidifier water, the way Arete is set up, both in terms of the intelligence within the machine and also some of the little features that we've added to the tank, thoughtful features for you, should mean that the water ends up where you want it to go and not getting spilt on the floor or over yourself.